Angle measure. Degrees, minutes, seconds. What is a degree? A degree is a unit of measurement of angles. It is 1/360th of the circumference of a circle. Degrees are used to measure the size of angles and other things, but are sometimes not an accurate enough measurement. Degrees can be broken into smaller increments called minutes, and minutes can be broken down into smaller increments called seconds, very much like how we measure time. The one place where we see the application of degrees, minutes, seconds is when we measure angle measure on a three-dimensional object or space. So here we have the Earth. If you remember back in when you talked about geography, remember that maybe that was middle school, I'm not quite sure, but when we talk about geography and locations on the globe, or even thinking about like your GPS, it gives a very specific location of where you are on the Earth, and that is measured with your latitude and longitude, which when you look at those actual degree points of where your location is in space, it's measured in degrees, minutes, and seconds. So how does this all break down? Well, again, very similar to time, 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. And there's our notation for minutes, just that one tick. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Again, very much like time, and here's our notation for seconds. So, if we think about an actual problem here, if we want to take half of a 90-degree angle, just taking half of a 90-degree angle, we would get a 45-degree angle. But now if we wanted to take half of this angle, that would get us 27.5 degrees. That's not as accurate of a measurement we want to make, or in terms of our location, where would that spot be on the Earth? So we say, okay, well, this is half of a degree. If a degree is 1 minute, if a degree is 60 minutes, then half of that 60 minutes would then become 30 minutes. So we write 27.5 degrees as 27 degrees and 30 minutes. Alright, so let me show you a little trick that we can actually do on our calculator when we're given angle measurements in degrees, and it's either a fraction of a degree or a decimal of a degree. So if I bring up my calculator here, let's say that we have this angle which is 88 1/8 of a degree. Well, if we want to convert that 1/8 into degrees, minutes, and seconds, we know first of all that it stays at 88 degrees. Oh, why isn't that working? Hold on, sorry. There we go, 88 degrees. Okay, so if I pull up my calculator, 1/8 of a degree. Well, a degree is 60 minutes, so I can actually say 60 divided by 8. That gets me 7.5 minutes. Now, again, we have more of a decimal of a degree. So if we have 88 degrees, 7 minutes, if we have half of a minute, that becomes 30 seconds. So it's like we could take this decimal and times it by 60 and end up with that fraction of that next unit. So here, if we're looking at 26.625, well, we know we have that 26 full degrees. But now, bring up our calculator, if we do 0.625 and times it by 60, we would get 37.5. Well, this is going to be 37.5 minutes, and 0.5 minutes translates to 30 seconds. So we get 26 degrees, 37 minutes, and 30 seconds. Alright, so our last example here, we have 26 1/9 degrees. So we know that's 26 degrees, and let's break up that 60 minutes that are in 1 degree into ninths. So if we do 60 divided by 9, that gets me 6.666. So that's 6 2/3, right? So come back over here, that would get me 6 2/3 minutes, and then we have to break up that 2/3 minutes into a part of a second, or a part of a minute, which translates to seconds. So it's 26 degrees, 6 minutes. And again, if we do 60, and we're doing 2/3, right? So we're going to divide it by 3. So that's 20 for 1/3. So that means 2/3 would get us 40 seconds. Okay, now try these 3 on your own. Pause the video and then check back to check your answers. So here are the answers to our 3 problems. 25 degrees, 45 minutes, 15 degrees, 20 minutes, and 52 degrees, 24 minutes.